Many people love reminiscing on past athletic careers. Whether those memories stem from youth athletics to high school athletics, there are always memories surrounding sports. When an athlete decides to compete in a sport, they are not only competing in that sport, but they're also setting themselves up for success by learning by going through various opportunities and equipping various abilities that will help them in the future. Now imagine if sports were banned as a whole. Our youth would be robbed of various opportunities, abilities, and various friendships that they would gain over time. In today's society, some people believe that youth sports have become far too competitive. On the other hand, some people may believe that youth sports have become far too dangerous with the injuries that occur, but they forget to bring up the positives that youth athletics brings to the table. I believe that youth athletics should still be practiced because one, it allows children to stay healthier physically and mentally. It allows children to create habits that will help them throughout the entirety of their lives. And lastly, youth sports brings role models to the table to children that may not have access to them. Now, let's step up to the plate and talk about why youth sports are important. Go home tonight, turn on the TV, and you are bound to see some sort of sport being played. Whether it's a collegiate athlete or a professional athlete, these athletes have grown to compete at the most prestigious level and have grown to love their sport. Youth sports have been noted to benefit children in multiple areas, but we're only going to talk about two: the physical and mental benefits. According to MetroYMCA.org, properly structured programs can provide a safe, wholesome, and nurturing environment for children. These environments allow children to stray away from everyday stress and negativity and allow them to compete in a safe environment full of encouragement. On top of that, sports are super rewarding. If you've ever competed in a sport, you may know the feeling of scoring a goal, scoring a touchdown, or maybe even hitting a baseball. Youth sports allow kids to feel a sense of accomplishment, whereas in other areas of their life, if they weren't competing in a sport, they may not have this ability. Additionally, youth sports affect children physically. According to betterhealth.vic.gov, there are a multitude of ways in which children benefit physically from youth athletics. One of these being increased health in the cardiovascular system. Youth sports enable children to stray away from screens, go outside, and compete, all while being physically active. Additionally, youth sports have also been noted to advocate for healthy bone, tendon, and muscle growth. Now, let's get the call from the catcher and pitch into our next point. Along with the mental and physical benefits of youth sports, there are some that don't affect the body as well. It has been noted that when a child competes in a sport, they are creating various habits that will be useful later on in their lives. According to onlinesportsmanagement.ku.edu, there are multiple lessons that a child is taught through youth sports, some of which being motivation, resilience, and teamwork. Let's start with motivation. Motivation is a very vital skill for a child to have, or anybody to have, because it can potentially help you get a job in the future. And in that job, motivation will show your employer your want to work and your want to better yourself. This is also evident in sports, because in a sport, you are constantly working to better your abilities and be the best athlete that you can be. Additionally, youth sports teaches children resilience. As we all know, sports are not always easy, so coaches are constantly putting you through drills and workouts that test your mental toughness. And this is a vital skill for children to learn early, because in a job, you cannot just quit. You have to keep going. And lastly, as we all know, youth sports teach children teamwork. Teamwork is a very vital skill for every person to have in every aspect of their life. As we all know, teamwork is the ability to work with a numerous amount of people in order to achieve a common goal. This is parallel to sports because, as we all know, there is no I in team. Now, let's call to the bullpen and switch to our next idea. Unfortunately, in today's society, many people grow up without a father figure, mother figure, or even no parent at all, so they miss out on various lessons that would be taught by their parents otherwise. This is where youth sports come into play. Youth sports allow children to gain a sense of some sort of role model through their coach. And while they, like parents, their coaches spend majority of their time with them, pushing them to be the better person that they can be. When they're spending the majority of time together, they learn various lessons such as discipline, hard work, and the coaches serve as a role model to children that may not have access to them. According to trend.edu, the most vital role that a coach plays in an athlete's career is showing them the correlation between consistency in achieving goals and success. This also ties into hard work because coaches are constantly putting their athletes through various workouts that encourage them to better themselves but keep a healthy mindset at the same time. And lastly, coaches serve as role models to children that might not have them. In every person's life, it is vital to have some sort of role model to push you to be the best person you can be. And for children that do not have a role model to call their own, they can call a coach as their role model. Now, time for the 7th inning stretch. As I close here today, I hope you see the positives that youth sports brings to the table. These being allowing children to stay healthy, both mentally and physically. The way that youth sports creates habits for children and allow them to be successful in their future. And lastly, the role models that youth sports bring to the table. So next time your child asks to compete in a sport, do not even hesitate. Let them hit it out of the park.